So it looks like there's a rumor going around that Future is not a big fan of Drake and 21 Savage's album Her Loss. Man, Her Loss is honestly probably one of the best albums that dropped in late 2022, and it was just such a strong track list. But this whole rumor is coming from Nori, and he has a podcast called The Drink Champs, and he was apparently on with Charlemagne the God, just kind of gossiping about some rumors. So let's definitely check this out because I feel like it's definitely kind of cap. Like, Future already has an album with Drake, and Future's numbers last year were phenomenal. Like, the project I Never Liked You was so fire and did so well and sold so much first week. It sold over 200K, which is Future's highest selling album he's ever dropped in 1 year. Not to mention, he also had a #1 song, Wait For You, with obviously Drake. So I just don't see why Future would be really pissed off about the situation. But yo, let's just check out this clip right here.
Little rumor that you said here behind the scenes.
Okay.
Remember?
What?
You was talking about Future and Drake.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that's a big rumor that Future is not too happy this Drake and 21 Savage album, and
because Future and Drake did an album before,
and it makes Drake and Future album not as important, I would say.
That's what he feels.
And that's, I mean, this is allegedly, this is all rumors. I've never heard it from Future's mouth, never heard it from Drake, never heard it from 21. But it's a alleged big rumor that's going on right now.
Where'd you hear that at, N.O.?
In the streets, with a K.
In Miami, in Florida.
In Miami, yes.
Yeah, just listening to that whole clip, it's definitely cap. Because like I was saying, like, Future already had a crazy year in 2022, and right now Future in the year 2023 already has 44.8 million monthly listeners, with his top song being Superhero, off of the crazy good project by Metro Boomin. It has 131 million streams. The #2, Wait For You, with Drizzy Drake, 390 million streams. And then the song Too Many Nights featuring Don Toliver on Metro Boomin's track. And the Mask Off is at 1.3 billion, and #5 is Solo, peaking at 121 million. So I think Future is doing just fine, if you know what I mean. But honestly, it's just like, they already dropped the project together. What a time to be alive. And that was a humongous moment, because Future was a street rapper, and then Drake was just on the verge of dropping If You're Reading This, You're Too Late. So Drake had the momentum. Future already had the momentum with dropping Dirty Sprite 2. He was like the biggest artist at the time, and Drake was the biggest artist. So now this year, or I guess 2022, Drake already had some really big songs with 21 Savage, Jimmy Cooks, and Knife Talk. So Drake is like, yo, I'm gonna pick up an artist that I have really good chemistry with. Both those songs were popping, and then he's just like, yo, I'm just gonna drop a project, Her Loss, and it ended up being an absolute hit, because that was like one of my favorite Drake albums in the last few years. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Honestly Nevermind. It was kind of like a New Jersey club / house album. It was alright. It was decent. The song Sticky was fire. Massive was fire. Texical Green was really good. And obviously Jimmy Cooks. But the rest, in my opinion, it's honestly just kind of a miss. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Honestly Nevermind. And then CLB had some pretty good moments as well, like the song Girls Want Girls, Fair Trade. And honestly, Girls Want Girls by Drake and Lil Baby is probably in the top 10 favorite Drake songs of all time. Just that hook is just so catchy. But I just wasn't the biggest fan of CLB. I think CLB was like a 5 out of 10 for me. Honestly Nevermind, maybe like a 4 out of 10. And then Her Loss was probably close to at least 8 out of 10 or 7.8 out of 10. The only problem I had about Her Loss is just it didn't have as a long of a replay value life. Like, I liked every song on it, which is kind of rare for a Drake project, because my favorite Drake project is definitely Nothing Was the Same. But for whatever reason, there's only like one song in my rotation still from Her Loss, so it didn't really have like a long life. Or maybe I'm not the biggest Drake fan, you know? Even 21 Savage, like, I like Savage Mode 2 a lot, but I don't know, just for whatever reason, it's just not in my rotation anymore. I mean, music just goes by so quickly. There's just so many new drops. It just consistently drops. So I don't know, maybe I just wasn't You know, like it was a good project, but anyways, back to my point. I just don't think Future cares about the 21 Savage and Drake dropping a collab album. Like, I think that's the biggest cap Nori has ever said. And usually Nori is pretty reliable, you know what I mean? Like, he had the interview with Kanye West and everything like that. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like this video and also subscribe.